Welcome to the Bible Book Club. Now, some of you have asked if you can give to the podcast, and for the first time ever, the answer is yes. Bible Book Club is officially a nonprofit, and you can give to it. So, what are you giving to? Well, we're rather simple in our structure. Heather, Buck, Haley, and I do this in our free time. That means all of your gifts will be used to reach new listeners. Currently, the podcast has grown by word of mouth and just $1,000 a month of personal funds used to reach new listeners through digital ads. But think about how much we could grow the podcast in 2025 if you gave and we doubled or tripled that monthly spend. Ponder the math and consider giving today so that we can reach more listeners like you. We will put the link to donate in the show notes. Thank you for listening and giving. This is the Bible Book Club,
the book of 1 Chronicles.
Welcome to the club.
Last episode in chapters 4 and 5 of 1 Chronicles, we discussed the 4 minor tribes, Simeon, and the 3 Transjordan tribes, Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Simeon started the race badly, but survived post-exile. This was not the case for the Transjordan tribes. They were unfaithful and fell prey to the idolatrous worship of foreign gods, which resulted in captivity for the whole tribe. They preceded all other tribes and were totally absorbed into Assyria.
Okay, this episode is the tribe of Levi, and the author loves this tribe. It's another reason we suspect that our chronicler is the priest Ezra, which would make him a member of this tribe because all the priests are from the tribe of Levi. On top of that, our author loves a redemption story. His sole purpose in writing Chronicles is to encourage the Israelites to redeem themselves in God's eyes by loving and serving him. Now, the tribe of Levi is a redemption story. As I mentioned in the last episode, Levi was cursed in Genesis 34 along with Simeon for vengefully killing the men of Shechem. The curse pronounced on them by Jacob stated that God would divide and scatter them throughout Israel. The curse became a blessing for the tribe of Levi in Exodus 32. The Levites redeemed themselves at Mount Sinai when they alone stood with Moses against the idolatry during the golden calf incident. And this is what Moses said.
Exodus 32, verse 29. Then Moses said, "You have been set apart to the Lord today, for you were against your own sons and brothers, and he has blessed you to this day."
The Levites were set apart and scattered as the curse had dictated, but to be a blessing to the people. The Levites were elevated to sacred service throughout the Promised Land. They became the caretakers of the temple and the priests of the people. The tribe of Levi has been symbolically placed in the middle of the tribes in Chronicles genealogy. One reason may be that the tribe is central to Israel finding favor with God. The people must worship God only and learn and obey his commands. The tribe of Levi must lead that effort. They were charged to watch over the word of God and guard the covenant. Another reason may be that Levi is the only tribe with ties to every tribe. Levites were assigned to every region of Israel. A last suggestion for why this tribe is placed in the middle of the genealogy is a subliminal allusion to Moses' pattern of arranging the tribes as they traveled through the wilderness. While they were in camp, the Levites were stationed directly around the tabernacle, forming a protective barrier between it and the rest of the tribes. Each Levite clan, the Gershonites, Kohathites, and Merarites, was assigned specific sides and duties related to the tabernacle. Now, while they were marching in the wilderness, the Levites carried the tabernacle and its furnishings, traveling in the middle of the procession. The Kohathites in particular carried the most sacred items like the Ark of the Covenant. The exile to Babylon brought an end to the monarchy. Without a king, The chronicler knows that it will fall to the tribe of Levi to lead the people in the restoration of Israel. This is why he wrote the book. All right, let's move on to Levi, a tribe set apart. The chronicler is going to start with the most important line in this family, the line that leads to the first high priest, Aaron.
Chapter 6, the descendants of Levi. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uziel. The children of Amram, Aaron, Moses, and Miriam.
Now recall that not only Aaron, but Moses too was a Levite. And note that Aaron is also from the clan of Kohath. The Levites, hearing these names in the list of their genealogy, had to have been encouraged and proud. This tribe was loaded with leaders and had done so much for Israel, maybe even more than Judah at this point. I don't know. When you think of Moses, Aaron, Miriam, Eleazar, Phinehas, Samuel, and more, this was a godly tribe. Now, Levi's three sons, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, formed the three clans of the Levitical core that served the temple and community. But in this first part of the genealogy, the author focuses on the line of Kohath, which led to Aaron the priesthood. Aaron was made the first high priest back in Numbers 28. The descendants of Aaron and the line of high priests through his son Eleazar.
The sons of Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas. Phinehas the father of Abishua. Abishua the father of Buki. Buki the father of Uzi. Uzi the father of Zerahiah. Zerahiah the father of Merahioth. Merahioth the father of Amariah. Amariah the father of Ahitub. Ahitub the father of Zadok. Zadok the father of Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz the father of Azariah. Azariah the father of Johanan. Johanan the father of Azariah. It was he who served as priest in the temple Solomon built in Jerusalem. Azariah the father of Amariah. Amariah the father of Ahitub. Ahitub the father of Zadok. Zadok the father of Shallum. Shallum the father of Halkiah. Halkiah the father of Azariah. Azariah the father of Sariah. And Sariah the father of Josedek. Josedek was deported when the Lord sent Judah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar.
The author covers the 21 generations of high priests pretty quickly. He only calls out 2 of the 21. Johanan, the priest who presided first over the temple that Solomon built, and Josedek, who was the son of the last priest who presided over the temple when Nebuchadnezzar destroyed it. He does not mention the priests who were epic failures, 2 of which were Aaron's own sons, Nadab and Abihu, who apparently had been drinking and messed up their priestly duties in Leviticus 10, and they died for it. Like Aaron's sons, he does also not mention Eli's sons, Phinehas and Hophni. They had a fatal fail in priestly duties in 1 Samuel. Now, there's a good Phinehas and a bad Phinehas. This is the bad one. All 4 of these priests lost their lives in the line of duty, but not for honorable reasons. Many of the other priestly names should be familiar. The Phinehas in this genealogy is Aaron's grandson. He was a good guy and a killer priest, literally wielding a sword for the Lord in Numbers season 4, episode 13. I love that guy. Zadok was the priest who stayed loyal to David during Absalom's rebellion and anointed Solomon in 2 Samuel 15, season 10, episode 10. Hilkiah was the priest under Josiah who found the book of the law and read it to Josiah, which created a covenant revival in 2 Kings 22, season 12, episode 13. Now, here are the other descendants of Levi, not of Aaron. This genealogy can also be found in Matthew. We're going backward here a bit, back to the 3 sons of Levi. Now that the main line of Aaron is out of the way, kind of we did the same with David. We were covering Judah. We covered the kings first, and then we went back and covered all the other Judites. Moses laid out the plan for the Levites way back in Numbers 3. Listen to what he said.
Numbers 3, starting in verse 5. The Lord said to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole community at the tent of meeting by doing the work of the tabernacle. They are to take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting, fulfilling the obligations of the Israelites by doing the work of the tabernacle. Give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are the Israelites who are to be given wholly to him. Appoint Aaron and his sons to serve as priests. Anyone else who approaches the sanctuary is to be put to death."
So remember, every priest is a Levite, but not every Levite is a priest. Some Levites had other jobs. In fact, most of them did. Working for the Lord was a high calling in either case and required discipline and attention to detail. It was not easy, and they put themselves at risk daily.
Now back to our story in 1 Chronicles chapter 6, continuing with verse 16. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These are the names of the sons of Gershon: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath: Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uziel. The sons of Merari: Mahali and Mushi. These are the clans of the Levites listed according to their fathers. Of Gershon: Libni, his son; Jahath, his son; Zimha, his son; Joah, his son; Edo, his son; Zerah, his son; and Jetheriah, his son.
The Gershonite clan is covered first. Moses was very specific about the role for each of these clans. This is what he said about the clan of Gershon in Numbers.
Numbers 3, starting in verse 21. To Gershon belonged the clans of the Libnites and the Shimeites. These were the Gershonite clans. The number of all the males, a month old or more, who were counted was 7,500. The Gershonite clans were to camp on the west behind the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Gershonites was Eliasaph, son of Lael. At the tent of meeting, the Gershonites were responsible for the care of the tabernacle and tent, its coverings, the curtain at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the curtain at the entrance to the courtyard surrounding the tabernacle and altar, and the ropes and everything related to their use.
So the Gershonites were responsible for caring for the outer courtyard of the tabernacle, not the inner courtyard. I'm going to put a link to a diagram of the tabernacle from season 2 in the show notes. It's very interesting when you see it, how organized this was. All right, the big clan, the clan of Kohath, is next.
Verse 22, the descendants of Kohath: Aminadab, his son; Korah, his son; Asir, his son; Elkanah, his son; Ebiasaph, his son; Asir, his son; Tahath, his son; Uriel, his son; Uzziah, his son; and Shaul, his son. The descendants of Elkanah: Amasai, Ahimoth; Elkanah, his son; Zophai, his son; Nahath, his son; Eliab, his son; Jeroham, his son; Elkanah, his son; and Samuel, his son. The sons of Samuel: Joel, the firstborn, and Abijah, the second son.
These are the Kohath members who are not in the priesthood. The priests were also from the line of Levi's son Kohath. The priests were a special subset of this clan from the line of Aaron. That is why the Kohathite clan and the priests are so aligned in responsibilities. The Kohathite clan had the most responsibility of the 3 clans. They had the priesthood and what Moses assigned to the rest of the clan in Numbers.
Numbers 3, starting in verse 27. To Kohath belonged the clans of the Amramites, Isharites, Hebronites, and Uzzielites. These were the Kohathite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. The Kohathites were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. The Kohathite clans were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Kohathite clans was Elizaphan, son of Uziel. They were responsible for the care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used in ministering, the curtain, and everything related to their use. The chief leader of the Levites was Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest. He was appointed over those who were responsible for the care of the sanctuary.
So the Gershonites were responsible for the outer courtyard of the tabernacle. The Kohathites were responsible for the inner sanctuary. This was the really touchy stuff. Because remember in 2 Samuel 6, the ark was in transport and an oxen stumbled, and a guy named Uzzah reached out his hand to steady the ark and died for touching it. So the Kohathites have a big job. And if they mess up, they die. As we just read, 4 priests have already died for messing up their job. So it makes sense that the Kohathites reported directly to the successor high priest for their duties. In this case, it was Aaron's son, Eleazar, who was a priest in the line to be high priest, and he was also a Kohathite. So, it was easy for them to report up to him because he was family. All priests are Kohathites, but not all Kohathites are priests.
Continuing in verse 29, the descendants of Merari, Mahali, Libni, his son, Shimei, his son, Uzzah, his son, Shimei, his son, Haggiah, his son, and Asaiah, his son.
The last clan of the 3 are the Merarites. They got the least important job, but in my opinion, they got the heavy stuff. Here's what Moses assigned to the Merarites in Numbers.
Numbers 3, starting in verse 33. To Merari belonged the clans of the Mahalites and the Mushites. These were the Merarite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more who were counted was 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarite clans was Zuriel, son of Abihail. They were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The Merarites were appointed to take care of the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts, bases, and all its equipment and everything related to their use, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes.
So the Merarites were responsible for setting up a giant fence around the tabernacle and taking it down and carrying it all over the wilderness and in Canaan. The curtain fence enclosed a space of 11,250 square feet. It was 150 feet by 75 feet, and the curtain was 7 feet tall. So they must have had to carry a lot of ladders, because to get that whole thing set up and hung with all these posts and pegs and ropes, it was a lot. I try to picture the Israelites doing all this in sandals, no gloves, no megaphone or PA system to blast communication, no trucks. Just men, carts, and donkeys. And it sounds grueling.
They must have been the really strong, strapping guys.
I guess, or they had a lot of energy. I don't know. However, there were a lot of them, and they were extremely organized. The organization in this, we've been through it a lot in the Old Testament, is noteworthy. God loves order. He ordered the world in Genesis 1. He ordered the lives of the Israelites into tribes, clans, and families in Genesis. He ordered them with laws. Recall the Bible Book Club season 3 of Leviticus. He ordered them in worship, season 2 and 3, Exodus and Leviticus. He ordered them in leadership, Judges season 7, 1st and 2nd Samuel seasons 9 and 10, and 1st and 2nd Kings seasons 11 and 12. It's a lot of order. God loves order, and Paul confirms its importance for us.
In 1 Corinthians 14, verse 33, for God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. And also in 1 Corinthians 14:40, but everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way.
It is not easy to be organized and maintain an orderly existence, whether at home or at work. But this thought challenged me, because with order comes peace. And while there's much we cannot control in life, there are things we can do to be more organized, create more space in our calendars for unforeseen time drains and downtime to rest our taxed brains and bodies so we can create solutions for order. I'm talking to myself here. Can you tell? I'm going to think about it, because I am convinced that more peace in my life would earn God's favor, because he loves order. All right, moving on. After the Israelites settled in the Promised Land and David took control, he wanted to build a temple for the Lord. But God said, no, Solomon's going to do it. Now, David, being a man in constant need of action, we've talked about this before, set about to do what he could to prepare for the temple. And one of those actions was the shift of responsibilities for the Levites from the tabernacle to the temple. So he knows we're not going to have this big tent anymore. We're going to have, we got to rearrange the Levites. They're going to have different jobs. There would be no more moving the tent, setting up the courtyards, building the fence, etc. It was time for the Levites to have new jobs. Now, music was at the top of David's mind because it was his gift, which is kind of cool and orderly of God. Think about it. David had a heart for the Lord, so it makes sense that he wrote music that would touch the hearts of the people, specifically 73 of the 150 Psalms. Solomon had wisdom from the Lord, so it makes sense that he wrote most of the wisdom literature to teach the people, specifically Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Songs. God is orderly. Now, in David's plan, all three clans from the tribe of Levi have a voice in the temple music. This genealogy actually is going to go backward. It starts at the time of David and goes back to Levi.
The temple musicians in verse 31. These are the men David put in charge of the music in the house of the Lord after the ark came to rest there. They ministered with music before the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, until Solomon built the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem. They performed their duties according to the regulations laid down for them. Here are the men who served together with their sons from the Kohathites. Heman, the musician, the son of Joel, the son of Samuel, the son of Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Eliel, the son of Toah, the son of Zuph, the son of Elkanah, the son of Mahath, the son of Amasai, the son of Elkanah, the son of Joel, the son of Azariah, the son of Zephaniah, the son of Tahath, the son of Asir, the son of Ebiasaph, the son of Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, the son of Israel.
Okay, remember earlier in this episode, I mentioned that Samuel's two sons had that epic fail, which is so sad because Samuel was such a good guy. A redeeming moment for Samuel is that Heman became the temple music director. The honor was a redeeming detail drop because Samuel was so faithful, but his sons, Joel and Abijah, were tragically unfaithful in 1 Samuel 8. Now listen to this. They accepted bribes and perverted justice, which led to the Israelites' desire for a king and to Saul, which remember, Samuel didn't want them to have a king. He knew it really wasn't God's plan at that time, but they were begging for a king because they said, your two sons can't lead us. They're so bad. Full circle, this author is pointing out the Israelites are back to no king.
Continuing on in verse 39 from the Gershites, and Heman's associate Asaph, who served at his right hand, Asaph, son of Berechiah, the son of Shimeah, the son of Michael, the son of Beisiah, the son of Malchijah, the son of Ethni, the son of Zerah, the son of Adiah, the son of Ethan, the son of Zimmah, the son of Shimei, the son of Jahath, the son of Gershon, the son of Levi.
Asaph is next in command after Heman. His name will pop up quite a bit in our future because he was a writer of Psalms, 12 of them, Psalm 50 and 73 through 83.
From the Merarites in verse 44, and from their associates, the Merarites, at his left hand, Ethan, son of Kishi, the son of Abdi, the son of Maluk, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Amaziah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Amzi, the son of Beni, the son of Shemer, the son of Mahali, the son of Mushi, the son of Merari, the son of Levi.
Ethan was musical leader of the Merarite clan, and he wrote Psalm 89.
Verse 48, their fellow Levites were assigned to all the other duties of the tabernacle, the house of God.
So any Levite who was not a musician and not a priest was assigned other duties in the temple, but not priestly duties. This would have included tasks like overseeing the courtyard and storage rooms, filling the bronze basin with water estimated at 10 to 18,000 gallons and wood for all those altar sacrifices. There was a lot of work. A lot of work to be done there. A lot of work. And when I say estimated at 10 to 18,000, it's 10,000 to 18,000. You get it?
Yeah.
All right. Here are the responsibilities of the Aaronite high priests.
In verse 49, but Aaron and his descendants were the ones who presented offerings on the altar of burnt offering and on the altar of incense in connection with all that was done in the most holy place, making atonement for Israel in accordance with all that Moses, the servant of God, had commanded. These were the descendants of Aaron: Eleazar, his son; Phinehas, his son; Abishua, his son; Buki, his son; Uzi, his son; Zerahiah, his son; Marioth, his son; Amariah, his son; Ahitub, his son; Zadok, his son; and Ahimaaz, his son.
The priest's responsibilities didn't change too much from the tabernacle to the temple. Their highest responsibility was still to atone for the sins of the people. Okay, the next section is a little bit of a detour. It's the land allocated to the Levites. And again, you can find this whole instruction in Joshua 21 also. Since the Levites did not inherit a specific territory like the other tribes, they were given 48 cities spread across the land, along with surrounding pasture lands. 6 of those cities were designated as cities of refuge, where the people who accidentally killed someone could flee for protection until their case was judged. You can go back. We covered that a lot before. Now, the 48 city distribution allowed the Levites to serve as spiritual leaders and teachers to all the tribes.
Verse 54. These were the locations of their settlements allotted as their territory. They were assigned to the descendants of Aaron, who were from the Kohathite clan, because the first lot was for them. They were given Hebron in Judah with its surrounding pasture lands, but the fields and villages around the city were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So the descendants of Aaron were given Hebron, a city of refuge, and Libnah, Jatir, Eshotima, Hiline, Debir, Ashan, Judah, and Beth Shemesh, together with their pasture lands. And from the tribe of Benjamin, they were given Gibeon, Geba, Alameth, and Analoth, together with their pasture lands. The total number of towns distributed among the Kohathite clans came to 13. The rest of Kohath's descendants were allotted 10 towns from the clans of the half-tribe of Manasseh. The descendants of Gershon, clan by clan, were allotted 13 towns from the tribes of Issachar, Asher, and Naphtali, and from the part of the tribe of Manasseh that is in Bashan. The descendants of Merari, clan by clan, were allotted 12 towns from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun.
Altogether, the Kohathites got 23 towns, the Gershonites got 13, and the Merarites got 12.
Verse 64. So the Israelites gave the Levites these towns and their pasture lands from the tribes of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin. They allotted the previously named towns. Some of the Kohathite clans were given as their territory towns from the tribe of Ephraim. In the hill country of Ephraim, they were given Shechem, a city of refuge, and Gezer, Jochimam, Beth Horon, Adulam, and Gath Rimmon, together with their pasture lands. And from the half-tribe of Manasseh, the Israelites gave Aner and Bileam, together with their pasture lands, to the rest of the Kohathite clans.
So the land given to the Kohathites was located amongst the tribes of Judah, Simeon, Benjamin, Ephraim, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, located on the west side of the Jordan. Interestingly enough, these are the tribes that came back after the exile.
Continuing in verse 71, the Gershonites received the following. From the clan of the half-tribe of Manasseh, they received Golan in Bashan, and also Ashtaroth, together with their pasture lands. From the tribe of Issachar, they received Kedesh, Debarath, Ramoth, and Anim, together with their pasture lands. From the tribe of Asher, they received Meshiel, Abdon, Hukok, and Rehob, together with their pasture lands. And from the tribe of Naphtali, they received Kedesh in Galilee, Hamon, and Kirithaim, together with their pasture lands.
The land given to the Gershonites was located amongst the tribes of the other half-tribe of Manasseh on the wrong side of the Jordan, Issachar, Asher, and Naphtali.
Verse 77, the Merarites, the rest of the Levites, received the following. From the tribe of Zebulun, they received Jokneam, Kerath, Rimono, and Tabor, together with their pasture lands. From the tribe of Reuben, across the Jordan, east of Jericho, they received Bezer in the wilderness, Jahah, Kedemoth, and Mephaath, together with their pasture lands. And from the tribe of Gad, they received Ramoth in Gilead, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jezer, together with their pasture lands.
The land given to the Merarites was located amongst the tribes of Zebulun, Reuben, and Gad. One tribe is missing, the tribe of Dan. Now, we covered the cause of Dan's demise in Judges Season 7, Episode 11. A sad reality for the chronicler is that this tribe had declined to nothing during his time. However, the tribe resurfaces and gets a mention in Ezekiel 48, but then is excluded again in Revelation 7, where in John's vision of the number of those who had been sealed, it is a list of 12 tribes, but Levi is included, making the list an even 12, and Dan is omitted again. I cannot wait to get to the book of Revelation. You are going to experience an explosion of biblical connections. You're going to revel in the depth of understanding because of the history we have covered and discussed throughout the Old Testament. It all connects and plays into the future. Tribal symbolism, Davidic lineage, temple imagery, plague parallels, prophetic fulfillment, divine kingship, and a new Jerusalem. It all resurfaces and explodes in Revelation. The bottom line is that the discussion in Revelation will be so rich because of what we are learning right now.
We've got merch! Great news! Bible Book Club sweatshirts are here, and they're only available while supplies last. So if you want to snag yours, go to BibleBookClubPodcast.com/store. They're only going to be available while supplies last, so hurry and get yours. And if you're enjoying the Bible Book Club, why don't you share it? And then you and all your friends can listen and discuss. New episodes drop every Monday.